In a surprising turn of events, Canada's job market has taken a significant hit, shedding tens of thousands of positions, a development that spells trouble for workers and employers alike. But here's where it gets controversial. Could tariffs be the hidden culprit behind this sudden downturn? The data reveals some unsettling truths about how global trade tensions are reshaping the nation's labor landscape. According to Statistics Canada, the country lost a staggering 40,800 jobs in July alone, a sharp reversal from June when the economy added 83,000 jobs. This drop pushed the employment rate down to 60.7%, marking an 8-month low. While the overall unemployment rate remains steady at 6.9%, this figure is still uncomfortably close to multi-year highs. Analysts had initially predicted a modest gain of 13,500 jobs, making the actual numbers all the more alarming. Michael Davenport, a senior economist at Oxford Economics, didn't mince words when he described the situation as a snap back to reality for Canada's labor force. One key factor driving these losses: tariffs imposed by former U.S. President Donald Trump on industries like steel, aluminum, and autos. These levies have dealt a heavy blow to Canadian manufacturers, who have scaled back hiring plans or even resorted to layoffs. For instance, nearly 1,000 members of the United Steelworkers Union in Canada were recently let go, according to National Director Marty Warren. But the pain isn't evenly distributed across sectors. Some areas managed to hold their ground despite the challenges posed by tariffs. However, others weren't so lucky. The information, culture, and recreation sector saw the largest decline with 29,000 jobs lost, followed closely by construction, 22,000, and business support services, 19,000. Manufacturing also took a hit, losing approximately 10,000 positions over the past year due to reduced demand and cost pressures stemming from tariff-related disruptions. And this is the part most people miss. Young workers bore the brunt of the job losses. Among those aged 15 to 24, the demographic most vulnerable to economic shifts, the unemployment rate climbed to 14.6%. Its highest level since September 2010, if you exclude the pandemic years of 2020 and 2021. Even more concerning, the employment rate for this group plummeted to 53.6%, the lowest point outside of the pandemic era since November 1998. So what does this mean for Canada's monetary policy? Last week, the Bank of Canada opted to keep its benchmark interest rate unchanged, citing the relative strength of the labor market as one reason. However, economists now believe that persistently weak job growth may prompt the central bank to cut rates sooner rather than later. Alexandra Brown, an economist at Capital Economics, noted that while there's growing confidence in a rate cut next month, much hinges on upcoming inflation data. If consumer prices rise faster than expected, policymakers might hesitate before lowering borrowing costs. Meanwhile, wage growth offers a mixed picture. In July, the average hourly earnings of permanent employees increased by 3.5% year over year, reaching Canada $37.66 per hour. Though this marks a slight acceleration from June's 3.2% growth rate, it raises questions about whether rising wages will fuel inflationary pressures in the coming months. As the debate unfolds, many are left wondering whether Canada can weather this storm without further damage to its workforce. Will the government step in to mitigate the impact of tariffs, or will businesses continue to struggle under mounting financial strain? It's worth asking. Are we witnessing the beginning of a broader economic slowdown, or just a temporary blip caused by external factors? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on this pressing issue.